You're good, man. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another tournament for Zelda 1 Randomizer. This is Redbird Grad, and I'm joined in the booth by Mr. Fury SK. Fury, what's up, dude?
I am here, and I am ready for another really good lead-in to another tournament.
Yeah, so we had to do the lead-in twice, which is hysterical, and the first one was way better than that second one was, Fury. You can vouch.
I don't know what he's talking about.
So this is the all boards, no swords tournament, and if you're not really familiar or kind of wondering what the heck's going on with this one, Fury, give us the rundown. What's unique about this one?
Well, this one's a bit interesting because you don't get a pointy device to go stab a pig with at the end of the day. You gotta sit there with a wand and kind of beat him over the head. And you actually get a good distance to it too, so it makes pig fighting a little bit easier. It's a white sword bash, so you only have to hit him about 8 times and he's gone. And yeah, that's pretty much the main thing. There's a little bit of strategy involved with clearing rooms without having a wood sword, and we'll kind of see that as this goes along, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's a bunch of strategy involved as far as finding some weapon that can help you get through the levels. Most of the time you're looking for the wand, the red candle, or repeatable device because you're not going to have that sword like you said. So clearing rooms, getting items is going to be a whole lot more difficult this time around. They do have to get all 8 Triforces. They do have to kill Ganon, so you got to find the bow and the silvers, but doing that without the sword is going to be a challenge. Luckily, Fury, we have one of the best in the game at swordless here with PanzerDave, and RooSlugs is no slouch as well. This is going to be a fun one to watch.
Yep, you got somebody that's basically broken the game down and found new ways to play and get around the overworld versus somebody who basically excels at this exact format.
Yeah, so it's going to be a great treat for us watching these two go at it because RooSlugs, we were talking a little bit, I think RooSlugs might have a little bit of a combat advantage. His vanilla experience is a little bit better than PanzerDave's, but Dave is just such a rando god and a swordless god. It's going to be very unique. The other thing that we just saw on the screen is every single runner in the Swiss rounds is going to be starting on the screen that's going to give them the blue candle, so that's kind of a leg up to start the game.
Yep, there are only a handful of exceptions to that rule. Just kind of some quirky locations, but as long as you know those locations, you'll know exactly where your candle is every seed.
So right away we are in level 2, and Fury, I don't know about you, but 2 is kind of one of those mixed bags. It's a smaller dungeon. You usually have a floor item, but the problem with having a floor item is sometimes you have to kill enemies to get it, and without a repeatable weapon like a red candle or a wand, it's tough to clear out too.
Yep. You're just going to be running around this level 2 hoping to see some stuff on the floor that you can use in other dungeons. Otherwise, you'll try and collect as many keys or whatever's on the floor and go to the next location.
Yeah, it's a great point. If you can pick up some keys, some floor keys or floor bombs or something, especially starting in the northeast, there's 4 bomb locations that they're going to come across. It'd be very helpful to get some bombs so you can clear these out on the way through and not have to come.
The good thing about this level 2 is it's already giving them the hint for level 9, so they're probably not going to have to search too hard for it.
Yeah, it's so nice knowing that 9's in the forest, so you're not at the very end of the sea going, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose because I can't find 9. They've got that hint early on. It's very fun to have, very good. All right, so we do see meat here, kind of an expensive meat, $102. May be required, may not be required. They don't know yet. It's really kind of hard to pick that up, though, because a lot of times you're spending money on bombs and keys, and we have helpful hints this time around. So if they find the hint shop, usually you're spending money on that as well to try to find your wand and red candle and things that you can use to kill enemies.
Yeah, what you're going to see a lot more in the swordless tournament in general is a lot of saving once you get enough money collected. And you'll probably use a lot of save and retry, but maybe not in this seed if the big secret's going to be that.
Yeah, 145 is absolutely fantastic to come across because now they know they're going to have 3 big secrets in this overworld. Usually you find, on average, 1 or 2 of the big secrets. If you find all 3 in a seed, you never have any money problems, but 145 to start the seed is fantastic.
And we already have our Armos item. It's actually one of the items that I least like to see right off the bat in Swordless. It's a lot better in...
Yeah, the silvers are great to know where they are as far as knowledge-wise, but they don't help you until you get that bow. So now they know there's nothing on the overworld that's going to help them out. The other thing that's usually on the overworld is like a white sword item, right? Well, the white sword item is going to be bombs because the white sword's not shuffled in. So you're going to have bombs now in the overworld. There's nothing else you're going to get out here. So they've got to find their items inside a level.
Unfortunately, this level's not going to be the one they can find a couple items in. They're going to have to go somewhere else.
Yeah, they need all 8 Triforces before they can bounce in there. So it's going to be interesting to see where they dig. You know, what's your strategy usually, Fury? If you're starting this and you got, okay, I've got silvers now, I need to start finding some levels. Where are you looking? What are you looking?
Oh, trade secrets already, man? Come on.
Right. Gotta ask.
I mean, a basic strategy that anybody coming into this tournament can use is to go ahead and do overworld exploration first. There's a couple of different reasons why. You want to get the big secrets and the hints taken care of, because that'll give you a lot of information on where you can spend time digging. Additionally, the bomb upgrades, which we haven't talked about yet. Fred recently made a change where the white sword and mags are bomb upgrades as opposed to bomb packs, which they normally are in Swordless. So, finding that information out early on in the seed, even if it takes you 15, 16, 17 minutes to clear all the overworld out, can give you a tremendous advantage once you get into a dungeon.
Yeah, that's such a good point. Knowing those bomb packs, where they are, because a lot of times, you know, if you think about it, Dodongos can only be killed by bombs. Well, sometimes you get pinched off with a triple Dodongo room, right, where you have to spin 6 bombs or something, and all of a sudden you need to reload. Knowing where those are and being able to go back and grab those, or have those going into it to just increase your supply is so helpful.
And it looks like one of several repeatable weapons that the runners will have to choose from is out and stuck on the coast.
Yeah, so that's kind of unfortunate. So now they know if they have a ladder, they have access to that, but now they've got to pull ladder without one of the 2 repeatable items. So it's going to be a little bit tougher now. And we'll see kind of how they approach going about that. Red Candle is such a nice undervalued weapon to have. Do see some warp zones here. We see one in the southeast, and 2 and 3 are both right next to each other. That's kind of a bummer. You want something up in Death Mountain now. That'll be kind of nice. And not today, sir. Not today. So Dave deciding to go back into level 2. Again, 2 is a smaller level. If you find some items on the floor, you can kind of say, okay, this room's not going to have anything for me. I'm going to keep going through to rooms that I can clear. Unfortunately, seeing those Lambolas is not good because those are just 2 rooms there that you cannot pull anything out of with just the candle. You can spend all your bombs on them, but that's kind of rough. These 2 rooms, however, are rooms to attack because he can clear these out by going back and forth with the blue candle.
Yep, in the Swiss round of this tournament, there's not going to be an HP shuffle, so a lot of these enemies are nice to see in the dungeons because they only have a low HP pool that can be taken out with blue candle.
Yeah, such a good point. When you have reliable HP damage that you know the enemies are going to be, it's easier to strategize on how to kill. So a lot of runners will kind of either mentally track or actually physically track on paper each room of a level, because now they know, okay, I've done this run, I've done this one, and what they're doing is they're kind of getting it down to this room is going to drop me something, this room can be the item, this one can't be the item. So he's got 3 rooms here within 2, or within like 5 rooms that he just can't do anything with, and it's such a bummer of a 2. So what he did there is he retried to get all his bombs back. He's got 4 bombs again, and so now he either is going to go back into 2 and try other rooms, or he's going to keep going. He's going to go back into 2. So this is good use of retry strats by Dave here.
It's kind of a weird 2 as well, as we found a hint shop. I believe that was down towards Vanilla 3. And we're going to see some information right off the bat that tells us the raft's not required. So that...
Yeah, it's kind of a good hint. It's one item that you know you don't have to scrounge for later or worry about getting. Man, that is a huge one, though. RooSlugs is going to be scouring the overworld looking for level 1, because now he knows his wand, which is the most powerful item in the game to kill things with, is in level 1. So he's going to be doing everything he can to find...
Yeah. Well, I was going to say about this, too, though, is usually 2's pretty generous for your key count. And I don't know that I've seen any keys drop in this. If there has been one, it's been just one, and it hasn't helped him.
Yeah, it's been a bummer, because I think maybe his keys are kind of under the rooms that he can't do anything with. Okay, this is good. He's now seen the item in 2. He doesn't want to pick it up. It's the book. It's not going to do anything for him. But now he can say, okay, there's nothing in 2 that I need. Unfortunately, we have a Triforce that's behind it.
Normally, I would agree that is an unfortunate circumstance. However, important items can be a 9, and that now would tell him that the bow is definitely not in the...
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great piece of information that you just shared there. Knowing that he has to clear that to get the Triforce means the bow can't be a 9, so he'll be spending extra time clearing dungeons if he has not found the...
Speaking of level 1, it actually was not that far away from that hint shop. RooSlugs has already found it, and he's definitely...
Yeah, absolutely. 1 is great anyway because you've got 2 items in there, so it's going to be just a huge find for you anytime you see this in the Swordless tournament. But knowing that that wand is in there is just fantastic. I mean, this is how you want your tournament to start right here. You've got information on where the wand is, you found the level, and it's a small level like this. It's like game. So RooSlugs doing a trick there to where he can pop that door. Normally, and we'll tell him this afterwards too, all he has to do there is just leave and come back in, and it's going to pop the door that's across from you. And that wand is so free, man. It's 1 room in, and it's not even guarded. This is really, really good for RooSlugs right now. But yeah, all you have to do to pop a door. So if you come in from the left side, let's say, and there's a locked door on the right, you can do the same thing. You can leave and come back in, and it's going to pop that door. So you don't have to go all the way. What he did is he went and transitioned the screen of the direction he wanted to go. So he went up and then came back down to pop that north door. And that makes sense, too. It still works, but it's not exactly what he was looking for.
And Dave found our other headshot for us, so we know the second item in 1 is the recorder. The red candle is out on the coast, and it's ladder block. That's why the old man got burned. And then we got a hint that level 4's item doesn't need to be dug out.
So it kind of helps him in the process of elimination. So he knows he doesn't need to do 4 right now. He needs to spend his time elsewhere. He may look for the Triforce, but I doubt it, knowing... Alright, looks like he is going to go in, and the only way he can go here is left. And he went north and came back down. That's why it didn't pop open. So you just, all you had to do again is you leave the dungeon and come back into that door or that bomb hole. Gomas everywhere, man.
Yep. Hey, at least he knows he does need the item here, and if that's the Triforce, it's still not that big of a deal. It's not that far away from start, so... Looks like he'll just leave and find another dungeon.
Yeah, I don't blame him here, because all you have to do is see one room that the Triforce could have been in, and it might not make sense for you to go dig every other room, and it's that one. So that deterred him from going through the rest of that level, I believe, in his head. So if you're kind of looking at what's happened here, what's transpired, Roo found a different hit shop than Dave. The hit shop that he found told him where the wand was. He scoured the overworld looking for the wand. Or looking for level 1. He found it pretty quickly. Now he's found his bomb shot. So bomb shop. So Rue has found all the right things currently. What you're going to see on Dave's side, though, oh my God, and there's the ladder, which is going to lead him to the red candle, is you're going to see Dave need to use more swordless strats. Rue's going to look more like he's got a sword and he's going through levels like he's killing things with a sword. Dave's going to be using more swordless strats, so you're going to see kind of a juxtaposition between the two because of that.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that he's actually still digging, because that's an instant repeatable item for him. And I know him well enough to know that he would like to have that to increase his clear speed as quickly as possible.
Yeah, what makes Dave so good is he's so efficient, right? Inside these, like, he just makes really, really solid decisions. So I'm with you. It's a little surprising. He's going to be able to go ahead and clear this room out and get his Triforce and maybe come back for the item later if he decides to do that. It looks like that's what he...
Yeah, if he's taking the time to clear this room, I suspect that's probably what he's doing.
So now Rue has the advantage of, because he's got the wand and he can kill things like Darknuts easily and the orange Gorillas and stuff, he can work his global count, which is way more important in this tournament than most other tournaments, and be able to pick up those bombs. So if you're not too familiar with it, basically what the global count does is bombs aren't random. They are, but they're not really. You can tell when a bomb chance is coming up based on the enemies you've killed and those types of things without getting too technical. So you're able to do that a little easier when you've got a wand or a red candle. When you've got the blue candle, it makes it a whole lot slower and tougher to do.
Yep. Looked like Dave utilized a little bit of tech to get through that door to that staircase and got baited by the heart container sitting on the other side of that whiz rope. So unfortunately, he'll have to re-clear that Triforce room if he wants to get out of this level.
He's going to say no thanks. He doesn't want to do the time to do that when he knows he's going to have to come back through there anyway if he wants the second item. So he's going to look elsewhere. I think right now he's just going to make a beeline. He's got no bombs anyway for that red candle. That's going to help him get through some of these levels a little. See, like you can see there on RooSlugs' screen, the wand is so good just because, one, it gives you that item that you can clear things with, but two, he was able to refill his bombs up in the northwest because he had that wand. And so it keeps him going to where he doesn't have a blue candle and he's trying to kill gorillas and those types of things. Like it's a struggle sometimes if you don't have that weapon. With RooSlugs, he can just refill almost at.
Yep, what I like about RooSlugs' strategy so far is he's trying to accelerate his advantage by going up to Death Mountain knowing that he has the wand to get the bombs. He's also got a potion in hand to make sure he doesn't die up there. It's all to try and push your advantage. If you get that early wand and you know it's free, you don't want to sit around and, you know, be so conservative with all your resources like you otherwise would.
Yeah, I agree, and this is good too. He cleared all of Western Death Mountain, and it's usually a point to where you're either walking back to a point that you've already done before, so you're wasting 30, 45 seconds to walk, or you can up A. He's got level 2 right here at start, so he said, okay, I'm going to up A, go back to level 2, go get that Triforce and see what the item is, and just be as efficient as possible. So good decisions here early on by RooSlug. Rue getting that hint on level 9 too. I'm not sure he ever found that because he actually went to the southwest. So that kind of is peace of mind for himself as well. You can see now Rue able to clear out some of the rooms that Dave did not. And here's those keys you talked about.
Yeah, I think both of our runners kind of found the same route when they went by the silver arrows. And Dave, I guess, retried, so he had to re-pick up his ladder. So there we go. But unfortunately for RooSlugs, he also didn't get to the book that was on the ground in level 2 last time, nor did he get to the Triforce room that had a Goma block in it. So while this is a good idea to go back and get that information confirmed now that he has the wand, he unfortunately did have to double dip to get that information.
Yeah, and that death there, he's either going to keep going north or maybe just go straight for the Triforce and go around the path that Dave did and see that book on the floor there. We'll see what he said. Jader bringing up a good point in chat here. So the wand is helpful to get through these levels, but it's also vital because what we used to do in these swordless tournaments and swordless seeds is there'd be a wood sword right when you walk in 9, and as soon as you have the Triforces, you grab the wood sword, and that's how you kill Ganon. Now that wood sword is gone even in 9, and what Fred was able to do is make it so the wand hurts Ganon. So now you kill, just like you were saying at the top of the show, now you kill Ganon with the wand, and it's no sword needed at all. So the wand is actually another go mode item that you need before you're done with the seed.
Looks like Dave found another potential staircase. Well, not just a potential, it is a staircase. So he may be able to get both items in level 8 without having to grab the red candle as a repeatable item off the coast. So could make some good time up here. Unfortunately,
it's the raft we know is unnecessary. That sucks. So Dave really needs to get down to the southwest. I mean, the key to his seed's going to be how much of an advantage or how much of a time advantage is Rue going to have before Dave gets down to the southwest and finds that wand. Because there's going to be nothing in the northeast, anywhere else that's going to tell him and point him to that wand, because we know the hint is in Vanilla 3. So that's going to be kind of the issue for Dave, is he has to go southwest to get this in. Blue Dark Nuts are giving Rue the business here, taking a little bit longer to get through that screen, but he does get through unscathed. Finds out Vanilla 5 is nothing for us, and he's going to continue on to the water. Dave picks up the first Triforce for himself. He's got it's 1-to-1 now as far as the Triforce department. Has the silvers, as does RooSlugs, because we found that under the Armos. Big difference now is that Dave is going to have the ladder and red candle. Rue's going to have the wand. So seeing from this point on who can take advantage of both those items is going to be who wins this round.
looks like we finally found a take any wand shop too. It's been about 20 minutes into the seed so far, and the first one is in that water.
Yeah, they're doing low percent for sure.
It's really a deceptively difficult overworld too, because you have the blue dark nuts that travel just a little bit quicker than some of the other mobs that would be normally on the overworld. You also have gorillas that can kind of spin on a dime and throw a boomerang out. You don't really have much reaction time.
Yeah, you can see the situation there too, where RooSlugs would have been able to clear out those orange gorillas down there, the red gorillas, with no problem whatsoever. Dave couldn't do that because he's got just the candle at that point, bomb, so he's hoping for a global to drop. Dropped a bomb, didn't get one, and then that blue Octorok just kind of got away from him, so wasn't able to refill his bombs as easily as somebody with a wand.
It looks like RooSlugs has also found the second hit shop now, so he's going to get a little bit of information for himself. Knows that if he ever needs the recorder, that he can go back to level 1s. He knows where that's at. And then unfortunately going to get the not so useful hints that they...
Yeah, the information's information, and like anytime you find both hint shops and they're relatively okay, like that one was $70 and he was out of there, it's so nice being able to check off, okay, 4's got the boomerang, don't have to worry about the bow being there, I'm good to go. And that's just, things like that are very helpful.
Yeah, sometimes it's helpful to be a little bit lucky in these two, because this is Rue's third dungeon found, and he doesn't know it yet, but it has the ladder. He's gonna be one item away, potentially, from a go mode, so he could really kind of dip into each one of these dungeons, find the Triforce, and leave without digging a whole lot out of it.
Yeah, and just being in level 1 and getting the couple keys out of level 2 like he did puts him in a situation now where he's got a key advantage over Dave too. So many keys he blows here in 8, but he entered here with 5. Dave's on 0, so just there's a lot of things going Rue's way early on. But again, Dave is Dave. I mean, Dave can come out of here and win this thing by 20 minutes going away. So who knows how it's going to finish up. But right now, early on, Rue's got some good advantages for himself. Rue found his ladder, just like you talked about. And I'm not sure, did we have a hint saying that the raft was innate or just the raft is not used?
There's no hint for the raft being innate, so he doesn't know it yet, but he did pick up information for level 4's location, which he may or may not have found already, as it's pretty close to 8, and he also got information for level 5 out of the dungeon.
Yeah, very good. So he's got, again, a lot of seed information right now, and 23 minutes in, I mean, Rue's got himself in a good position. Dave right now is looking for levels. 3 is a great one to find, and even though it takes a while to clear because there's 4 arms to it, and sometimes you just kind of get turned around and that type of thing, it's actually pretty nice because usually the 3 items stairway blocked, and they're not actual enemy blocked, it's just an open stairway, and you can get whatever items in 3 pretty free. So what you saw there on Dave's side, Dave did what's called a Kanana key. So he had a locked door right there. Anytime that you have a situation where you have a locked door and a shutter door, if you kill the last enemy while pressing against that locked door, when the shutter door opens, it actually opens momentarily that locked one too, even though visually it doesn't show it. You're able to go through and then come back through, and the game thinks you opened the door, so the door is left open for you. So Dave was able to get through that with no keys. It was a very heads-up play there. So Rue has found 4 like you talked about, so he knows there's nothing in here that he needs, but again, you need all 8 Triforces to get through it, so you got the wand, you've got the ladder, you might as well go ahead. This 3 is being actually really nice to Dave. He's got some keys now. He's going to be able to navigate this all the way through and get this item most likely. There's the Triforce, or the compass. He knows where the Triforce is, so it does not... Now it's again, which arm of 3 does he need to go through to find this item? Again, most of the time the item's not going to be blocked. Could be blocked by that Goma if he can't get right here, but we will see. And a heart container for him. So now he's up to 5 hearts. And again, heart containers are nice because you could find that white sword item. So logically that was blocked, but he's going to be able to ladder clip here. You're able to find that bomb upgrade in the overworld. So again, the heart shuffle is 4 to 6. He's got 5 hearts. If he comes across that, he should be able to pick it up. Davis struck out going a couple different directions now. He's going to go ahead and go north here in 3 and see what the item is. We have no clue what this thing's going to be in 3 yet, so stay.
Alright, we got the reverse C in level 3 that typically has an item drop. You think it's going to troll him, or you think it's going to...
Dave wanted no part of it, so he's going to go look over here and see what this...
Seems like the right call at this point, given this room is a single push blocker.
Yeah, they're making me out to be a liar because I usually said that it's not enemy block. It's usually open in 3, and this one has enemies. We have an any key, man. That's a great...
Yep, so that's going to make it so he doesn't have to worry about key doors anymore, so easily a good find for...
So the question right now, chat, that we are all weighted with bated breath over, where's our boat?
Well, it can't be in level 9, it can't be in level 4, which is where Rue's at, so... Probably.
Probably, right? What was the other item in 1? I'm trying to, like, do a recap.
That would be wand and recorder.
Oh, the recorder. Thank you. All right, Rue does have the Triforce now out of 4. He's got 1, 4, and 8. Dave's got 3 and 8. So the difference here being, you know, level 1, which is the big thing. Dave's going to go through 7 now and see what the item is for.
To answer the question in chat, bow can be a 9 usually, but since there is a Triforce that is Goma blocked, we know that you have to be able to get that Triforce piece, and thus the bow has to be somewhere.
And there's a rough room there. He had Dave's on the in 7 with some blue Lionels there. I know they're shooting candy canes at him, but I promise you, they're much more damaging than just candy canes. What he's trying to do there is he's trying to fight them on the right half tile, because what happens is the way the hitboxes work, if you fight somebody vertically from the right half tile that they're on, whatever they're shooting at you is not going to hit you. So he's trying to shoot his fire and be on the right half tile and fight him that way, which is the smart thing to do. He's going to pick up this Triforce, and we're going to see if he bounces. This is not a fun enemy set with just the red candle. We'll see if he wants to go through 7 here or not. He's debating it. No, he wants some bombs there. So a heads up play here by Dave. He was on a global to pick up some bombs from this Korea, and so he is going to go back into 7, and now with the Triforce in hand, knows he just has to look for staircases, which is a very good feat.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to see what's on the other side of this staircase. Probably a good idea given that Lionel room that was just normal. And is probably not thrilled with where that one went, but, you know, maybe.
Yeah, that didn't take him anywhere.
Yeah, with level 7 being as many rooms as it is, if you're on one side and find the transport staircase, you're really hoping for the other side. However, this one did, in fact, take him to the item staircase, and it does have the bow.
Oh my god, it's got the bow Fury! What the crap?
It's never 7 until it is. That's the way these...
Done. I'm done. First seed we see in this tournament, and it's in 7. Already. Yeah, HN's right. I would have lost this seed, like, going away.
Yeah, that's what you want everybody to think, but in any case, now the big question is will RooSlugs, when he finds that Triforce in level 7, decide to go back in, knowing that he only really needs one more piece of the puzzle, potentially, to get through the seed?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, he's done 8, right? Did he find the raft in 8, or did you just find the ladder? Was he able to get down to the south and get the...
I don't think he went all the way down to the southwest of that dungeon, so I'm gonna...
Yeah, so see, like, I don't know if he had the book in 2 yet. I don't know if you saw that. So there's places that he's going to go before 7, I believe. But again, he's kind of a wild card, right? RooSlugs, you can't read him. And I've played against him, I've raced against him, and we've talked back and forth, like, with strategies and stuff like that. He's a wild card. Who knows what he's going to do? He may dig all of 7 and just not leave until he comes out of there. This is his first race of this tournament, and kind of his first competitive race in any tournament with us in Z1 Rando. So it's a good kind of test for what he does here, and his decision is going to make or break him.
Yep, some interesting information that we just saw, by the way, on Dave's side. Don't know if you saw that as well. It was a white sword hint for Death Mountain having a merchant with a bomb upgrade, so we don't know if that was Mags or the white sword up there that Roo found, but we know that there's going to be at least one bomb upgrade up there that's between 4 and 6 hearts that the runners will be able to potentially get.
Yeah, good call. I would almost bank that it's going to be that exact one that he found. That's going to be the white sword, but yeah, it's good info to have, like you talked about earlier too. Just knowing where that is, just in case you need bombs, or again, we come into a situation to where we already saw in a couple levels we got Wizrubs in the dungeons, and if you got Wizrubs, the only thing you're killing them with is bombs. So knowing where those are is very helpful.
Yep, it always makes it easier for me to go up to Death Mountain with only 5 or 6 bombs when I know that there's an upgrade up.
All right, so I'm kind of thinking about doing it. There's really no item recap that you guys need. I mean, if you just joined, the most important things for us right now, the wand is in 1, which RooSlugs have, Dave does not. But he has the Annie key, but they both have the Annie key. That was in 3. The bow is in 7, which Dave has now that RooSlugs is just getting ready to jump into to see if he's going to find or not. And then we had the ladder in 8. That's it. Silver's in the Armo spot. They're ready to go. All they need is the Triforces to get to 9. Dave played some serious catch-up here in this mid-game. We talked about it before. They're tied 4-4 Triforces. As soon as Dave finds level 1, he's right there with RooSlugs again.
It looks like we have a bit of good fortune on Roo's side so far on level 7. He took the staircase before he found the Triforce, so it's quite likely he's going to find his way to the room to the right here and find his bow.
Yeah, just good pathing there by RooSlugs. I mean, a little bit fortunate there, but I think this level 7, no matter which way you took there, was going to point you that direction. Yeah, quick up A because he knows where to go now, so this can be a very fast 7. Dave's in 4 now, knows he doesn't need any item in 4, he just needs that Triforce. This can be a very quick 4 for him. They're at 34 minutes, and they've only got a couple places left that they need. They've got to find 5 and 6, but that's it. But man, these guys are absolutely flying. This is a great showcase to the very beginning of the tournament.
Yep, and it's an interesting display of combat between the two runners because they have 2 different primary sources. I guess now they both have a bow and silvers to work with, but it's one operating on a wand and the other one that was operating on a red candle up until recently, so it doesn't really matter what you use as long as you know how to use it to get through these dungeons quickly. You can make good time.
Yeah, and 4 is kind of an easy dungeon. It's pretty linear. You can't really get lost. You know, the middle of 4, sometimes you overlook and you got to come back, but that's it. Usually one person's 4 is going to be the other person's 4 too, so there's really not a lot of time to gain or lose inside level.
Yep, the big questions really for this seed is where's level 6, because we don't have the information for that dungeon yet, and then is level 5 by a lake that happens to be a recorder lake, meaning that the runners have to go into one to get that.
Yeah, exactly. Just the last piece of information. Whoever finds that's going to be a leg up here, because otherwise these guys are pretty even. You can see Dave now negating that wand advantage Roo has because those silvers just do so much work. Anything you can kill with silvers is better than a wand anyway. It's 4 compared to 2 damage. So that's almost negated on every single enemy that Dave comes up with. We do have a 6 sighting here on Roo's side. I did not see what part of the overworld he was in, but 6 has been found.
He was just leaving the Candle Row bomb upgrade hint, so I'm assuming it's not too far away from Vanilla Start, maybe even the Vanilla Shop.
The one was in level 1, Coper. It's in the southwest. Dave has not been to the southwest yet or found it, but he's made good use of the red candle so far, and then now the silvers, so he really hasn't needed it in this season. RooSlugs seeing 3 blue wizards and going, nope, want no part of you, get me out of here. Dave picking up his potion, so now he's ready for 9. He's thinking now in the game as well. He's close enough to having everything he needs that he wants to be able to get through 9 and the deeper dungeons without dying and restarting them. So yeah, there's 6, like you said. It's just northwest of Vanilla's Start in that candle shop location. These guys took different paths to get here, but they're both in 6 right now, searching out different things. And RooSlugs is going to find the red ring first. Very helpful, not necessary, but always welcomed as soon as you find it, especially if you know where most of the other things are in go mode, or if you're already in go mode.
Yep, it may be an advantage that he carries over PanzerDave, given where Dave is heading. He's found his compass, so he's found the Triforce room and may just bail.
Yeah, unfortunately for all of chat and all the viewers out there, that Triforce was not behind the Wiz Robes, and it was free, because that would have been a fun room for them to have to clear together. So again, Dave does not have the wand and knows it's a required item. So that's the reason Dave's back in 6. He's got to find that wand. Fortunately for him, this redig is going to be very, very fast. He gets his red ring. He's going to get out of here. He is kind of scouring, looking for that wand. Wand could still be in 9 in his eyes. He doesn't know. He doesn't have the hint yet that wand is in 1. But again, not knowing where 1 is or 5 is right now, he's doing everything he can in the overworld and just looking at all these locations. You never want to assume wand in 9, especially in these flags. So this is going to lead Dave over to the hint shop that RooSlugs found earlier. Unfortunately, he scrolled that a little too hard. He was trying to get into Vanilla 3, and now he's going to go around the long way, but that's all right. He's going to eventually get over to the hint shop and level 1. He's going to find his wand, and Dave will be in full go mode except for finding level 5. That's the last piece that we all need. And what's interesting here is that Roo has level 2 left to do. 2 is right by where they all started. So for him, it's going to be a very, very quick Triforce. So he's almost got, in your mind, he's almost got like 6.5 Triforces, because he knows the location. It's 3 rooms in level 2, so it's going to be a very, very fast pickup. So he's still got a little bit of an advantage right now over Dave, but that advantage is going to be gone once Dave gets into 1. And there's 5 in the forgotten spot. So we knew it was by a lake. He was just kind of going around all the places it could have been. Now let's see how fast he finds the Triforce. He does not need anything in here, does not need the item. He knows where all the levels are now. There's nothing, power bracelet block, anything like that. So all he needs right now is to find this Triforce.
Yep, and Dave's about 10 seconds away from his wand, so we're going to see both runners really accelerate at this point, and could see one or both in there sub 50, Roo perhaps even as early as sub 40.
Yeah, I always talk about in my stream the closing speed, right? So once you know what a seed's telling you and you've got all the information, how fast can you close it out? These two are going to be very, very, very fast closes. And Dave is right up there at the top of the list with how fast he can close the seed out. You'll see him, like you said, hit that accelerator, step on the gas. He's got to find 5 still, which is going to take him a little bit longer. Roo now has 5 and 2 known and knows where 9 is, so he's got a little bit of a knowledge advantage right now. But Dave closes like nobody's business. It's going to be fun to watch this thing conclude.
Yep, the one saving grace for Dave is he does know that 5 has a small set of locations that it can be in at this point, given he's also seen level 5.
So you see an immediate up A there by RooSlugs. He's going into 2. He knows where the Triforce is. He may or may not see this book. He doesn't care at this point. He's just going to go grab the Triforce, get out, head down to level 9, and you're going to see RooSlugs probably beat Dave into 9 by 3 or 4 minutes. That's pretty big time, but again, that's a gap that can be closed because we all know how level 9. Nice reverse clip here to get below this guy. They hit hard, these Gomas do. I mean, if you hit their body or the one of those bombs there on the floor. Synchronized Triforces though here. All right, so Roo is done. He's closed out everything but 9, so he's going to enter 9 right around 43 minutes. That's flying. Dave, all he has to do is find 5. He knows it's by a lake. He's checking Recorder Lake first because technically this is by a lake according to the logic. He's checking this one, then you're going to see him do everything around Vanilla 1 while Roo is heading to...
Yep, and he did find the recorder, so he may opt here to flute to level 3, and that would be helpful because that'll put him near the forgotten.
Yeah, this is good routing on Dave's part right here. He's checking these 2 forgotten spots. One's already checked. He's going to check the other one. Now, the Triforce for 5 is in the very northeast, so depending on the direction he goes is going to be how long he's in 5. We've got Roo's audio up right now. We're listening for the roar of Ganon. We don't need anything else in 9. They don't need to pick anything else up. They've got the wand to kill Ganon. They've got the silvers. They're ready to roll, so it's just how fast can Roo find Ganon and the girl, and can he do it before Dave catches him?
Well, we saw a good lead into the last tournament that we called. This one looks like it's going to be no different. Both runners are going to be in level 9 by the time one finishes.
It's funny, we always see some of the fastest times in the very beginning, like the very first round of the Swiss too. And this is, I promise you guys, this will be one of the faster times finished of the tournament. Yeah, 1 down. So we did see Zelda there. That shutter door that did not open, that signified to us that that was Zelda. So RooSlugs has one of the 2 things he needs. He's going to confirm it right there with the compass. So that points him in the right direction once he's found Ganon. What he's doing now is he's going to check this from the interior room so he can hear all 4 sides of him. So he doesn't want to use any of the edge rooms of 9, because then you can only hear 1 deep. And he just heard Ganon right there, so we've got 2 pieces that he needs. He's got to find Ganon. He knows Ganon is 1 room away from that shoot room that he was just in.
Yep, just can he get there? Yeah, it looks like he's going to traverse across the lower section. Because I think he's to the left, or is he? Yeah, he's to the left, so
to the left,
gonna have to go back.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, with that shutter door, it's not surprising to see him go ahead and walk straight back down and try and get through this door.
Man, this is great. This is when your heart's racing and you know where he is and you're trying to find him and you've got everything you need. You're looking over at IRC to see if your partner is going to dot done or anything. He does have access to Ganon here from the south, so now he's got 1 wand battle with a red ring and full health. This is going to be a piece of cake for RooSlug.
Yep, he got beat up just a little bit by Ganon, but with the red ring in hand, probably not going to matter.
Down goes Ganon. Only takes 7 or 8 hits from the wand, depending on what he's rolled into. I don't know if he's vanilla or not. I don't even count anymore. But here he goes. All he's got to do is come up to Zelda's room. He knows where it is. This is RooSlugs to lose. He needs to have an internet connection, a tornado in his city, something going on for him to lose this race. Get your GGs out in chat, because I think Roo's going to finish. And there it is, Fury, with an official SRL time of 46 minutes and 1 second. RooSlugs wins his first ever Rando Tourney official race, knocking out one of the favorites to win the whole thing, Mr. PanzerDave. That was quite a way to kick off this tourney.
Yep, definitely a really good time.
Yeah, that was insane. And like Cooper was saying in chat, I think Dave got turned around in this 5. We know that the Triforce is in the northeast. Dave's kind of looking around to see. We confirmed a heart container in here now, but he's looking around right now to try to find this Triforce. I don't know if he got misled or kind of just turned around up there at the top, but Roo found it a whole lot faster, and that might have been the difference, might not. That 9 was so free for RooSlugs that it may not have mattered anyway because he had such an advantage from the start of the seed. But man, this is one heck of a race. This is a fun one. We are going to attempt to get RooSlugs here in chat in 1 minute. Join the guy. Dave just making quick work of that Patra. That was impressive there. All right, so Dave, and again, look at this time, 48 minutes. This is crazy. He's going to be in sub 50 as well, and Dave always has very good nines. Again, his routing is excellent. He makes great decisions, so he's going to finish up here pretty quick. This time is nothing to sneeze at either. Anytime you're sub 1 hour in this tournament, you're doing something right, and these guys are entering 9 sub 50, so great displays here by both these. We're going to have some technical kinks here to try to get Roo in here, so we apologize for that, but we are going to have the pleasure of watching Dave work through this 9, and again, he's going to finish up here for us, and he's just, again, Dave's very, very good. He's fun to watch. His routing is going to take him almost the exact same path that RooSlugs did too. Dave does hear Ganon's roar. Going to be able to get through the exact same path that Roo took. So again, this 9 kind of pointed you in the right direction. So good pathing by both these guys. They're going to get through at about the same 9 time, which is a heck of a race when both these runners, the losing time here is going to be sub 52. That's sick, man. All right, chat, get your GGs out. We do have an official SRL time for PanzerDave of 51 minutes and 7 seconds. Unreal display by both these guys, and what a fun race to kick this thing.
Yep, no surprise with a seed like this that they were both able to get out of your sub hour, though. It's whenever you have that wand at level 1, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, absolutely. A pretty free wand there. There's nothing to kill. You can grab it and just start going. And they really didn't have much opposition inside the levels. It was more just overworld routing and when you found the things. And RooSlugs went to the southwest first. That gave him a leg up. But again, he's got to take advantage of that and clear the rest of it and don't let Dave catch him. Remember, Dave got the red candle and the silvers pretty quickly after that. But the time that Dave spent in 8 and on the overworld, that when RooSlugs had that wand, that was the difference in this, that 4 or 5 minutes. And I probably think that Roo had a little bit more of a lead than that, 4 or 5 minutes. I think Dave caught him a little bit in the mid game and just had an unfortunate 5. And then Roo's early advantage just helped him pull it out. But man, it was a fun one to watch here and start off with.
Yep, still trying to get both runners in for the interview. We'll see what happens here momentarily.
do think we are now joined by the rookie. I don't know what we want to call you, RooSlugs. I mean, you didn't play like one. You're your first tournament ever, and you're putting us all on notice because you're dropping a 46 on us. What's going on there, dude? I am going to call you the rookie because you can't figure out your mic, dude. Come on, man. Yeah, no, unfortunately he's muted. He's trying to figure it out. It's first time through here. No big deal. We're going to get this settled, but so Fury, you think this is going to go this way for the tournament going forward? Is this going to be an oddity? What's going on here? This was not what I expected at the beginning.
I think that this is probably going to be one of those seeds that you look back on and say that's probably one of the easier round one. Going forward, we're probably going to see some seeds that are kind of more in the hour 10, hour 20 range, and maybe one or two that are well north of that.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of times, if you're not familiar with this, it's a struggle to find the red candle, or it's a struggle to find the wand, that type of thing. This was not that case. It was just kind of they call them a free seed when you have just items that are very easy to find. But again, once you have those items, you still got to do the combat. You still got to get the Triforces, and the times that these guys put up is unreal. So again, great way to kick this off. We're going to give this a couple more seconds. Be patient with us. I think we have Roo unmuted now, which is nice. So I'm going to try to pull him down one more time into the restream. So give me 1 second, guys.
All right, can you hear me?
Hey, there he is, sir. GG's, my friend.
Yeah, sorry. My Discord's updating on my Mac, so I had to jump on an iPad.
We were just showering you with all these accolades and things, and that was after calling you a rookie, and this is your first race. How did you do this? How did you do this in 46 minutes when it's your first competitive race with us, first tournament race, all that? You just kind of kicked that to the side and said, no, watch this, I got it.
I really don't know. This is my PB for Randomizer by like 8 or 9 minutes, I think. So I think the Any road sealed it for me, putting me in the southwest and getting the early wand after.
Yeah, I think we'll agree with that. The difference in this seed was just the timing of when you found one. So what happened was Dave went kind of south and east and did a lot of 8 and 4 and those things first when you were getting the wand out of 1, and then you progressed into 8 and 4 after that. He did get the red candle. He got the ladder out of 8 and got the red candle, was able to kind of follow you in your footsteps after that, but 1 was one of his last dungeons, and so he was trying to play catch up throughout the seed. The time that he put up with the 51 for getting kind of a late-ish wand in the seed was phenomenal, but man, you just, once you had that wand, you stepped on the gas and you did not let off.
Yeah, I had the hints that showed me where the other levels were located. My only fear was that I had to sail to get the level 5 if it was by the lake on the island, but it happened to not be. That's why I went up there after I checked those spots on the south. But yeah, like Dave said, this is a pretty straightforward, easy seed if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, but even the straightforward, easy ones, like you just have to have the skill to complete them, right? You got to finish it out and do it faster than the other person. So don't write this off as an easy seed or anything. I mean, you showed a lot of good play here, and yeah, I was fortunate rounding to get the wand earlier than he did to kick the seed off. But again, you've got to finish it up. You got to close it out. You got to get through a fast 7 like you did, a fast 5 like you did. You found the pig very fast in 9 and killed him. Did you die at all in this seed?
I had 2 early overworld deaths, but they were right by start. I changed my 9 routing, and I think that really helped me here. It helps me locate the pig faster, and obviously the girl was right next to start, but my 9 routing, that's why I didn't go through any open doors. I like to go straight up to the top first, and then cut across laterally.
Yeah, your decision-making was on point this seed, so again, GG's. Fury, what you got, man?
Not much, man. Like Redbergrad said, it was a pretty impressive seed to watch you kind of fly through. Basically a ride order plus a wand pretty early on. Just never look back.
Yeah, I think my worst part slowing down was just clearing the entire northwest. Like, that took a while, but, you know, it didn't matter, I guess.
Yeah, sometimes just even negative knowledge is knowledge, right? So you cleared Western Death Mountain. There wasn't anything up there, but you knew you don't have to go back up there, right? There's nothing up there to do. So everything else was going to be closer to Vanilla 1 and Vanilla Start and those types of things. So even sometimes when you get a piece of information that's not what you're looking for, it still kind of helps you do that process of elimination inside the seed. So again, what you did was on point tonight, and you can't put up a 46 if you're making bad choices. So that was well done, man.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was the only thing I was scared about was the last hint that I didn't get. I didn't want that to come back to bite me, so thankfully it did.
Yeah, for sure. And we talked about all the blocks and stuff, the Patra block in 5 that Fury's talking about, and Goma block and having no keys in 2 that both of you guys came up against. I mean, just having to solve those questions inside the seed. So it wasn't where every Triforce was easily accessible. You still had to route correctly and have the right items at the right times. But both of you guys, and Dave's not joining us, unfortunately, he's a little under the weather, but both of you guys put on an amazing display to kick this thing off. And both of us were honored to call this one, and it was a lot of fun for us in the booth.
Wonderful. You guys are awesome. Yeah, Dave putting up 51 without the wand, that's killer. Not that there was a lot of combat, but it definitely sped me up quite a bit. So good game to him, definitely.
Yeah, and get your GGs again in chat for Dave too, because we're seeing he now has 100-degree fever. So this was the Michael Jordan game where he's having to come off the bench with the flu. So yeah, putting up a 51 of those conditions and battling somebody like Rue. And Rue, man, you're 1-0, gonna jump into that bracket going forward. I mean, do you kind of like your strategy in this, and you're gonna tweak it a little bit? Do you think you're just kind of ready to roll now?
I feel like I've kind of figured out a couple of the things that were really throwing me off. Obviously, the seed's kind of hard to judge by because it was a barn burner. But I like my routing. I like the way I refined it, and I think we'll see what happens. But this is fun. This is a lot of fun. I'm excited to do my first tournament.
It's awesome. If you guys liked this, we have 4 races tomorrow night within 1 hour of each other. This is crazy. So we have Antlers and Cyst Crusher tomorrow night at 10 o'clock Eastern. Random Effect and 8-Gen also at 10 o'clock. The Alan Heffley Liquid Husband at 11 o'clock Eastern, and Truant Gamer Eat My Steel at 11 o'clock. So 4 more races tomorrow night. You guys are starting this off with a bang, and we are just going to, like you did tonight, put the pedal to the metal and full speed ahead. This is going to be a lot of fun, man. Fury, I'm talked out, man. Take us out of here. But again, GG's. Anything else you want to say real quick, you RooSlugs?
No, thanks for the commentary. Thanks for the race, Dave. We're kind of touring around with doing it later, but it seemed like this worked better for both of our schedules, so we're excited to kick this thing off, and it's going to be a wonderful tournament. I'm pumped.